How do you think that panel went with Battlestar Galactica the other day?
Well, more importantly, how do you think that it went?
Too many people, the sound was terrible in the room.
Yeah, it was hard to hear what people were saying.
No couches.
But nice people.
Yeah, nice people.
Nice people. There were some development and planning issues with that panel, and we did the best we could. Clearly, there were too many people on it, and I'm partly responsible for that, and I apologize for that.
Apology accepted.
Apology accepted.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's sitting up there without knowing what to say.
Right.
Is not fun. Yeah.
There was no way for me to find out beforehand whether the three of you were even familiar with that franchise.
Right.
And
That
I
would've
had
been a first
actually...
good
Well, you know, a phone call might have helped.
Yeah, might
have.
Have you ever seen it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had actually hoped to have a Q&A with the three of you later in the afternoon yesterday, but I wasn't able to get enough ballroom time to have the Galactica panel and a panel for just the three of you, so they sort of
Put it all together.
merged them together, and we ended up with, 13 and a half people on stage.
But we're here now.
And you're here now, and we're having fabulous
This is
time.
nice.
How was the
I'm
ballroom
enjoying this
yesterday?
format.
Was it good?
How was the what?
How was the ballroom? You said you didn't get enough ballroom time. What's your specialty? Is it tango or is it,
Are you ever going to do that, Dancing with the Stars?
Only if I can do it with one of you. Only if I can do it with one of
You could win that. If you could dance. Have they approached you about that show?
you. No, they haven't.
You could actually win that show. Get your people on that.
Get my people, but you're my people. Oh, that's the problem.
Let's get on it.
Yeah.
You know, she'd be great in that show. She really would. You could win that show.
Oh, yeah.
It's becoming more and more hard. You know who's on it this year?
Who was on it?
Marie Osmond,
Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour,
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's some real actors
Lou
on it.
Ferrigno.
No, there's Jane Seymour and there was somebody, Jenny.
When they do the one about the tap
Jenny Garth.
dancing, when they do the tap dancing one, that's when I'll do.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
you could win that show.
I'll do
You could
that
win
one.
it.
You really
I'll
could.
do that one. Yeah, I might, good tap dancer.
It's good money, too,
Is it? Oh, well, then let's do it.
if you last.
And then if you win, you get to host a game show,
Oh,
apparently.
man. Hey,
Do you watch Idol?
I do, yeah. I love Idol.
Do you watch American Idol?
I don't watch TV. No, I'm sorry. No, it's not out of any big, high and mighty self-righteousness. I just haven't called the cable man to get it installed. And it just kept, it was like 1 year, and then it was 2 years, and it's on the list, though. I'm telling you, it's on the list, okay?
Dishwasher works though, right? You still cook?
I actually don't use the dishwasher either, but it's on the list, and I'll get there, guys.
Well, while they cuddle, you and I can have a chat. Earlier this year, your distinguished colleague, Patrick Stewart, was interviewed, and he referred to his years on The Next Generation as a calamity to his career. Did three of you hear about this?
Where was this?
Yeah, where was this? That's amazing.
A calamity?
Yes, he said, in 1986, Stewart told The Stage he left a production of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf to accept the role of Captain Picard on the Star Trek sequel series. Quote, I was a different actor, finally being able to make truth of an emotional commitment to a role like that in such a small, exposing theater. The calamity that then happened to me was that I was offered Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, that was too bad.
I think perhaps, knowing Patrick just a little bit, perhaps he was being sarcastic.
There may have been some irony in there.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
A little, he may have put a little English on it.
Yeah, it could have been a... that really is the problem with things when they're in print.
That is true.
Irony doesn't
translate
to print.
The reporter who wrote the article may very well have been lost on the intended irony.
That would be...
He's always talked about how it totally has changed and opened
It sure
up.
didn't say, ha ha, parentheses.
There's no LOL in the article. No.
Whatever.
Gates, I have
He
been
tried to
asked.
bait us just now, but we didn't go for it.
I've been asked to ask you, how was the Muppet experience?
Labyrinth, yes. It was actually it was great. My favorite thing in the Muppet experience probably was the highlight was playing Dabney Coleman's secretary and having a scene with Kermit. He was one of the greatest actors I have worked with, and he was great. A lot of fun. And what actually the funny thing was, I was so nervous. It was, I think, the first film thing I'd ever done, and tiny little thing. So excited to have the scene with Kermit. And as everybody, what they do is all the puppeteers are in the pits, and they have their hands up. So I was on the desk, and I was like, working these 2 lines. Everyone had gone to lunch, and I'm like working these 2 lines over and over again. And Kermit was still there, and he was like looking in the mirror or something on my desk, and it was like he was just going on. And Jim used to do that. He used to sort of wait until someone would talk to them, and he would do it to every person who would be on their show. And he just stays, and he's so real when no one else is around, and you actually kind of talk to him. So like, I actually went, what are you doing to him? I mean, you really think he's real. It was a very cool experience, a lot of fun. Labyrinth was enormous, but that too was a lot of fun. And Jennifer Connelly, David Bowie, that was pretty nice. But they did a lot of weird stuff. Like you'd have they had a lot of special effects things that didn't quite work at that time. Things that Buster Keaton knew about long before. Like they spent so much money on these remote control rocks that were going to chase the goblins, and in the end they did what Buster Keaton did. They just tied a wire to your foot, and everyone starts running and they're pulling their own rocks, stuff like that. And also check out a movie if you like that stuff. Check out a movie called Dream Child with Coral Brown and Ian Holm, because that I actually just I did that too, but I didn't have my proper papers. But that was it's a pretty interesting movie. Seems some of the animatronics now seem very clunky, but at the time it was the state of the art. Now it's like.
And how is the theater in France coming along?
Well, it's there. I rehearsed there this summer, but it's just kind of my space, It's like my space to tap dance. No, it's nice. It's great. Thanks.
Good. Jonathan, you and Marina reprised your roles in the series finale of Star Trek Enterprise.
Yes, we did. What did you think of that choice? Oh no, you were going to ask me something about that. Do you want to know what that experience was like?
Sure, share that with us.
Obviously, it was great to be with Marina again, because she's a friend and we work well together. We had a ball, and we were thrilled that we both still fit into our spacesuits. But I went on the first day to Scott Bakula, who is a wonderful captain and actor and man. And I said, Scott, if I were you, and it were my show, and someone from another show was coming in to close down my show prematurely, I would be hurt, offended, disappointed, pissed off. And he said, you're welcome here. I understand the decision they've made. We're glad to have you. And he was an absolute mensch about the whole thing. I thought it was a particularly thin line that they drove from the episode of The Defiant to the episode of Enterprise to close it down. I mean, I know it was, Rick said it was intended as a Valentine to the fans, and I think it perhaps was less than that. How was that?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.